What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about the Baltimore Ravens offense. I'm going to be talking specifically about Lamar Jackson and rushing, because that's a big topic. It's an unknown that we, are guessing basically at, but I wanted to talk about it, give my opinions, and let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on Lamar Jackson running the football, stat projections, and how much you feel that he needs to do it. Because if you're new to the Baltimore Ravens community, being a Ravens fan, watching Ravens content, Greg Roman liked to run Lamar Jackson a lot. That was the centerpiece of the Baltimore Ravens offense for the last 3 seasons. Lamar Jackson using his legs. And this was a major criticism of Greg Roman. And this was a major criticism of Lamar. Lamar can't throw. He just has to run to, make his offense successful. The Ravens have now fired Greg Roman. They've significantly revamped their offensive weapon group, especially at the wide receiver position, bringing in Zay Flowers, bringing in Nelson Aguilar, signing Odell Beckham Jr. They're trying to make changes. Obviously, they also brought in Todd Monken. But the biggest question that I see on a consistent basis has to do with Lamar Jackson and running the football. And there were people that asked this at a Todd Monken press conference about how much is Lamar going to be run. And he's like, he basically gave an answer of like, I'm not telling. Like Lamar's legs are great, but we don't want to overuse them. He's not saying anything because that's supposed to be the big surprise. In my opinion, Lamar Jackson can fully succeed in the NFL without needing to run, because there's always a threat of Lamar Jackson being able to run. And I think the biggest difference that we may see in the Todd Monken offense and the Todd Monken scheme to Greg Roman's is the way in which Lamar Jackson runs. Because Greg Roman was calling plays where it was, this is a run. No matter what, Lamar Jackson is taking this, whether it's a designed QB draw on a scramble, or it's a designed rollout, using the legs to get outside, or it's a, read option, RPO, all that stuff. There's always, how do we get Lamar moving? How do we get Lamar running? Todd Monken, I'm not going to say he's not going to utilize that, because he did it at, Georgia. The read option was a part of the game at Georgia with Stetson Bennett at quarterback. I don't know if people know this, but Stetson Bennett has some wheels. Not like Lamar, but he's got some wheels. He's not a slow player. And they ran read option. They ran RPOs. So I'm not saying that, Lamar Jackson is going to have designed quarterback runs. He will. He will absolutely have designed quarterback runs. That is still going to be a part of this offense. But I feel that the way this offense is going to succeed the most is by Lamar Jackson running with his legs when he needs to. And that, a lot of people are going to be upset. Oh, you got to use the legs. If Lamar Jackson is scrambling, that's when he's the most dangerous. Lamar Jackson on a read option, it's a good play. It can have success. I think the Ravens' best success has always been on the veers that they run, the inside veer, with Lamar Jackson taking it up the middle. But overall, scrambles are where quarterbacks are able to get the most out of their rushing yards, right? That is how Michael Vick played. Now, Michael Vick ran the ball a lot. I don't expect Lamar Jackson to run it like that on scrambles. But the last couple of years, the reason why Lamar Jackson hasn't been able to scramble nearly as much as other quarterbacks, right? As Josh Allen, as Kyler Murray, as Justin Fields, as Jalen Hurts, is because that's all teams are trying to stop. So when you're looking at it and you're a defensive coordinator, you throw a spy out there every time. Why? Because there is no threat for the passing game to work. Todd Monken is going to change that. And so what he's going to do is now it's going to be, we can't really put a spy out there. Or we can, but it's going to reduce our pass rush. And Lamar's going to sit back and he's going to dice this up because he's got Zay Flowers, Bateman, Aguilar, Odell, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, J.K. Dobbins, all of these guys. So now there's a question. Do we spy Lamar Jackson? That was never a question the last 3 years. No defensive coordinator ever sat there and was like, do we spy Lamar Jackson? No. They all said, we're spying Lamar Jackson. Make him beat us in some other way. He's still going to run. It's still going to be a big part of this offense, but I don't see it as being the focus anymore, which is the benefit. It's no longer Lamar Jackson has to run. It's Lamar Jackson can run. And there's going to be games where he gets a lot of attempts because he's scrambling. And, maybe if the Ravens go against a bad run defense, Lamar's going to have design runs. I'm not trying to say he's not going to have design runs. He will. He will get a good amount of design runs a game, but not as much as he used to. Instead, they're going to rely a little bit more on the scrambles, to help get those extra yards. Because you look at his last, honestly, his entire career, 695 yards his rookie year. He only started 7 games. 1,206 yards his second year. 1,005 yards his third year. 767 in 12 games, and then 764 in 12 games. And the rushing attempts the last 4 years have gone down every year. Now, the last 2 years, he missed, 5 and 4 games. So, obviously, he missed a little bit more time. But the rush attempts were decreasing. Lamar's not going to have 176 rushing attempts. I would love for Lamar Jackson to have about 125, 140. He had 159 in 2020 when he played 15 games. And, 125, I think, would be a great spot. Last year, he had 112, but in 12 games. And I think that his runs will be more explosive because they're not going to be these, oh, yeah, it's another 3rd and 3, QB power up the middle, and it doesn't work, and it's 3rd and short. No, instead, it's going to be, oh, Lamar Jackson scrambles out, more like Justin Fields, and it's like, oh, boom, 15-yard run. That's where Lamar's the best. Open space, not just forcing himself down the middle. My expectation in terms of rushing yards is I think that, he's going to put up close to 1,000 yards. I don't necessarily think that it's a lock he puts up 1,000, but it's going to be a much more efficient 1,000 yards. I would expect close to 7 yards per carry, which, last year was 6.8. The year before that was 5.8. 2019, his best year was 6.9. I think he'll beat that. I think he'll have his career best in yards per carry because he's not going to run nearly as much. And he's going to be more selective. And the offense is going to be more selective of the runs that he does take. Expect a lot of scrambles. For the Ravens offense to be great, he does have to run, but it's the way that he runs that's going to be very different. It's not Lamar has to run on design runs. It's just Lamar Jackson has to be a threat to run, which opens up the passing game, which opens up the running game for the running backs. And that's what's going to make this team very successful. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on Lamar Jackson running the football, your expectations for this upcoming year. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow. Actually, I have another video coming out later today, so I'll see all of you again later today.